In a world where information moves faster than ever, and when trends in design and technology change every single day, does consistency even matter anymore when it comes to your brand? Well, the answer, my fine friends, is that it matters now more than ever. So let's talk about what I mean by brand consistency, and also why I'm so confident that it is absolutely essential to the success of your business and personal brand. As a business, we ultimately want people to choose to buy from us. As creators, we ask them for something even more valuable, which is for their attention and their time. And of course, as a brand, we ask people for their loyalty. Now, none of that happens without trust. And that's where brand consistency comes in. So what exactly do we mean by brand consistency? Are we talking about using the same brand colors all the time, or using the same logo wherever we see it? Well, yes and no. That's only a small part of it. Of course, that builds visual recognition. It builds brand identity recognition. And good design builds an expectation of quality. But that's only the beginning. You can have the most consistent, beautiful visual identity branding in the world, and none of it's going to matter if people have a bad experience on your website every time they visit, or the quality of your products doesn't live up to your promise, or they discover that you are acting in a way that doesn't live up to the brand values that you have committed to. The key result of brand consistency is that it builds trust. And that builds when there is a consistency across all the touch points of your business and every interaction that people have with you. That consistency proves that they can trust you. For me, there are 5 things that come together that are essential elements in building what I think of as brand consistency. Now, the first of those is your messaging. And here we're talking about your copy, what you put on social, your advertising, how you talk about yourself. This is about what you say. And that has to be consistent wherever people see it. There needs to be a consistent tone of voice and a consistent message so that people really start to recognize who you are just by the way that you say it. The second, of course, is what you deliver. It's your offer, your service, or your products. This is where you give them the solution to a problem that they have and give them an experience that leaves them feeling good. Which brings us on to the rest of what you create in terms of how you want your brand to feel. This is about your branding, your identity, your customer experience, your retail experience, your website. These are the parts that really give you a chance to make people feel a certain way. And that's such a big influencer in building loyalty to your brand. Number 4 is reliability. Now, this is about whether you actually get them to believe you or not. This is built over multiple interactions. One interaction with your brand could be luck, could be fluke, could be coincidence. But if every single interaction leaves them feeling the same way and they get the same kind of quality, they come to expect that from you and they start to believe you. And that reliability is really key. One of the biggest contributors to that is number 5 in my list. And that's about what you do. Saying all the right things and having beautifully written copy and beautiful pictures is one thing. But actually living up to the standards that you set, living up to your brand values, is more important than it's ever been in the history of business. As part of this, I'm also talking about the impact that you have, what you're doing in terms of giving back to society. Are you doing any damage to society through your supply lines or the way that you do business? All of these things really matter, especially because it's become so easy for people to actually see and find out those things. To give you some idea of why I think this is so important, here are a couple of statistics that I think are just fascinating. Research that Deloitte did last year shows that 55% of people say that it's important that a brand that they buy from aligns with their values. Another statistic that's really interesting is that in 2022, 75% of people, 3/4 of people, said that they had stopped buying from a brand because it conflicted with their values. Now, of course, you're never going to appeal to or connect with everyone, but that's okay. And if you're not sure of and clear about what you stand for, it could actually make your life a lot harder because you'll be spending more time having to win over audiences that come and go quickly. Whereas if people connect to you because they value what you stand for, they tend to stick around and become more loyal customers. So how does this brand consistency help? Well, by building trust with your audience, what it means is that you end up building an audience or a list of customers or a following of people who are not just there and boost the vanity metrics, but that actually buy from you. We all know that there are stories of people who have mailing lists that have hundreds of thousands of people on, but 2% of those people actually ever buy from them. By ensuring this consistency across all your touch points, people start to build a loyalty to you, which means that actually they stick around and they're more likely to buy. People want to know that they can rely on you, that they can know what to expect. And more than that, they want to know that if they recommend you to their friends, it'll reflect well on them. Let's face it, nobody is going to risk their reputation for a company or a brand or a person they don't trust. Speaking of which, I have a favor to ask of you lovely folks. If you have found this video helpful or any of my other videos, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, as the tubers say, but if you would also share this video with someone that you think might find it helpful or interesting. If you just hit the share button below this video, you can share it via email or even better on one of your social channels. I would really appreciate it, and it helps to build the channel and it helps me get the word out there about branding and design and help other people to up-level their business. Okay, back to the good stuff. So one of the things I know people worry about with consistency, especially when it comes to your brand identity and things like that, is that people worry that it's going to be restrictive. That with the speed that things move and change with trends and different platforms, new social channels coming up all the time, that actually it's going to be difficult for them to respond to that because those rules that they set for themselves are restrictive. And actually, I believe the opposite is true. Brand consistency enables you to move and change with speed. Being clear on the essential elements of your brand means that you can make changes without losing your identity, without losing your messaging. If you know who you really are, you can change colors, even change logo, and you can still come across with the same brand feel, the same brand promise. And that's so important in building consistency across all these new channels. Those kind of non-negotiables that you set for your brand make it easier for you to respond to change without losing yourself. Even being really clear and committed to your brand values makes it easier to make decisions as you grow. You know who you want to partner with, who you don't want to partner with, what channels fit with you, even what messaging feels right for you. But without that kind of consistency up front and without knowing what you stand for, it's very easy to lose your way as you try and respond to new channels, new trends, and changes. For me, brand consistency like this and establishing what the ground rules are for your brand is all about giving yourself a platform to help your brand evolve. And I believe that once you know the key important parts that make your brand so unique, then you can change and respond without losing any of the work that you've put in and without losing a loyal audience that you've already built. Now, if this all sounds a bit overwhelming to you, don't worry, I've got you. In the description below this video or on the screen right now, there is a link where you can download a questionnaire that will help you get a little more clarity on what elements of your brand might need a little more attention and a little TLC. Within like 30 minutes, it'll help you to get clear on where you should put a little more attention to start developing brand consistency, which will help you build trust and win those loyal followers and loyal customers. That's it for me, folks. I really hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions around this, please just drop a comment and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Have a fabulous week and I will see you soon.